Welcome back to 6-Minute Math, where we turn confusion into clarity 6 minutes at a time. Thank you for joining us today for our video on long division. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below to stay up to date with all our tips, tricks, hints, and hacks that we have here at 6-Minute Math that were designed to make your math journey easier in life. 6 minutes is not a lot of time, so let's get going. Our key points for long division are to do 4 steps: divide, multiply, subtract, and drop. When we divide, we're going to see how many times the divisor goes into the dividend. Then we're going to multiply the top number by that divisor. Then we're going to subtract our correct place values and then drop our next number. This is best shown with an example. So we're going to divide 174 by 6, and I have my long division set up. So my first step is to divide. I'm going to see how many times 6 can go into 1. That would be 0 times. How many times now can 6 go into 17? Well, it can go in 2 times. Then I'm going to multiply. 2 times 6 is 12. Now I'm on to my subtract. 17 minus 12 is 5. And then my last step, I drop. I'm going to drop that 4 to create a 54. Now I do my long division all over again. How many times does 6 go into 54? It goes in 9 times. I am at the end of my question, so 174 divided by 6 is 29. Let's see some examples here. Let's check out 472 divided by 8. So we're going to set this up our same way. 472. And how many times does 8 go into 47? Well, it goes in 5 times. And then I multiply. 5 times 8 is 40. I subtract. 47 minus 40 is 7. And then I drop my next place value, which is that 2. How many times does 8 go into 72? It goes in 9 times, which tells me that 472 divided by 8 equals 59. How about if I were to divide 3,252 by 6? So I'm going to set this up the exact same way, 3,252. And then I go through my same process. How many times does 6 go into 32? It goes in 5 times. Now I multiply. 5 times 6 is 30. And then I subtract. 32 minus 30 is 2. I drop my 5. And then I repeat the process. How many times does 6 go into 25? It goes in 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24. And then I subtract again. 25 minus 24 is 1. And then I drop that 2. And then my last step, how many times does 6 go into 12? It goes in 2 times, telling me that 3,252 divided by 6 is 542. On to our last example here. We're going to divide 43,715 by 7. So I set up my same process and nothing changes. I will just add a step. How many times does 7 go into 43? It goes in 6 times. 6 times 7 is 42. And then I subtract. for a 1. Drop my 7. How many times does 7 go into 17? It goes in 2 times. 2 times 7 is 14. So I subtract again for 3. I drop my next value. That's a 1. How many times does 7 go into 31? It goes in 4 times. And then I multiply. 4 times 7 is 28. I subtract. 31 minus 28 is 3. And then I drop that last place value, which would be a 5. And then last step, how many times does 7 go into 35? It goes in 5 times. Telling me that 43,715 divided by 7 is 6,245. Those are all our examples that we have today for long division. If you want to see a different method for how to divide numbers, check out our dividing numbers tally method video, which is linked in the description below. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 6 Minute Math. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below for any topic you want to see me tackle in a future 6-minute episode. Always remember that the best way to get math is to practice math. So keep on practicing. And until next time, keep solving and evolving.